If you can't kill a boss, no reason why you can't look like one. Moogle putting the wow in transmogs.
Starting off with some shoulders from Cata, Faludius's Mantle. What a name. That is one of the craziest names in WoW I've heard ever. But a decent drop rate. You can try that once a week. That's a raid. Graven Scale, Huberk. You're looking at Legion level leatherworking or the auction house to buy that. Moving on, we're going to show you the belt on a Magthar Orc. Torched Brazed Waistguard, Hellfire Citadel Mythic, Iron Reavers, 12% on the drop rate. I don't know if anybody's ever noticed this, but the default for Blizzard drop rates is like around 12 or 14%. Graven Scale Leggings, Legion level leatherworking. Check your local leatherworker, check your local auction house for those legs. Moving on to the boots, which you obviously can't see on a Lady Draenei. Graven Scale Tread. So we got those pieces from Graven Scale. I also believe that the gloves are from that Graven Scale set as well. And I am correct. Legion level leatherworking. Check your local leatherworker. Check your local auction house for the gloves. So this set's pretty easy to get. You got the boots, the gloves, the chest and legs are all that Graven Scale crafted set. You got a belt there from Hellfire Citadel and Ulduar for the helm, XT002 Deconstructor on that helm, and the weapon, Fractured Soul Gem Staff, Hellfire Citadel, Archimond is the boss. We have a little bit of an aquatic look, which I really like. I think it's a little bit different, but it works. Pauldrons of Ill-Portent, Waking City, Nyalotha, LFR, Mwat, 5% on the drop rate for the super easy to get shoulders. So the shoulders, the belt, and the bracers are all from a place called Nyalotha. Wildthorn Mail, Vanilla level blacksmithing. Check your local blacksmith or your local auction house. The belt, we talked about Nyalotha. LFR is the version Dark Inquisitor Zanish, 5% drop rate for the chain link belt of Ill Omens. Moving on to the legs, which are part of the same set from Vanilla. This piece you get out of Moradon, Lord Viletongue, 27% drop rate, so you can head over to Moradon to get that. Moving on, we have a Cultiran dude showing the Dark Speaker Sabaton's Icecrown Mind Tricks. It is a well, that's the name of the quest, so obviously it is a quest reward. Moving on to the bracers, which are bracers of Manifest Apathy. The Waking City, Nyalotha, LFR, there's the boss, there's the drop rate. Now we're going to show you the cloak. You probably already saw the cloak when we did the spin a couple seconds ago. Pale Moon Cloak, Strathholm, Maliki the Pallid is the boss. Pretty good drop rate. The headpiece, hey, you know what? While you're there, try to get that mount. I think that's one of the nicer mounts in the game, and it would go pretty well with this set, kinda, sorta. Wrathful Gladiator Staff, Dalaran, PvP Vendor. Before I start reading what you guys could easily see and ranting off on it, I want to point out that the shoulders and the belt are farmable from Isle Expeditions or purchased on the auction house. Problem here is the staff. The staff has conflicting sources as to whether or not it's still available. Maybe you already have this staff, but there's tons of other substitutes that you could use. Keep in mind, I can't necessarily show anything other than the default artifact, so maybe there's an artifact of any of the 3 specs of Shaman that would go with this set as well. The whole purpose here is to give you guys ideas, and I really like the staff here, but I'm not 100% sure it's still available, so just keep that in mind. And also, I didn't show the tabard, but if you want to put a tabard up, you could use that tabard from BC. It is a quest reward. Elven Chain Boots, Blackwing Lair, super easy pickup because you could buy it on the auction house, so how easy does that get? Doing the spin, showing the cloak. First, the bracers or the wraps, which are vanilla level leatherworking, super easy pickup there. And now we're going to show you what I do believe is the back or the cloak. Wind Whip, Sailcloth, Trial of Valor, Heroic. Keep in mind, Heroic. Guarm is the boss. The headpiece, Helm of Shackled Elements, Nighthold Heroic, part of the same drop set, tier set, I should say, from Legion. And we talked about the weapon, Siege of Orgrimmar LFR. Kind of a low drop rate. Maybe you get Black Auction House. Always like this set. You could also swap out the weapon, put it on a Hunter. Mantle of Waning Radiance. Tomb of Sargeras, Priestess Lunaspire, 8% on the drop rate for the shoulders from Legion. Now we're going to spin the clock back to Burning Crusade, scaled breastplate of Carnage. Karazhan, Nightbane, 16% on the drop rate. Really like that chest, as well as those legs, which are part of a drop set from Burning Crusade. Waistguard of Interminable Unity. Tomb of Sargeras, part of the same tier set as the gloves, the shoulders, and I do believe the head. Moving on to the legs, Rip Flare Leggings, Nether Spire, not Nether Spite, or could be Nether Spite, not 100% sure, but it's a dragon, I do believe. Karazhan BC version. The feet, Treads of the Starry Obelisk. Uldum, Quest Reward, Disarming Distraction. Interesting. Anyway, moving on to the gloves or the hands. Tomb of Sargeras, Kill Jaden drops Vice Grip of the Unrepentant. Kind of a low drop rate to pick that up. Shaman tier, of course, from Legion. Moving on, got an Orc show in the back. Dark Fathom Cape, or Phantom Cape, if I want to say it right. You could buy that on the auction house. The headpiece, Eyes of Bewilderment, Forge of Souls, Bronze Gem. So I was wrong. That's not part of that Shaman tier set. The weapon, of course, is Pillar of the Drowned Cabal, Crucible of Storms LFR. Here's another set that has a piece in discrepancy, which are the bracers. I would suggest rather than go with the mythic bracers, you go with the heroic bracers from Siege of Orgrimmar. Siege of Orgrimmar mythic for the shoulders, though. That is still available, I do believe. Corroded Valkyr, Chainmail, Trial of Valia, Helya drops it. Kind of a fair drop rate to get that mail chest from, of course, Legion. Moving on to the belt, which is going to spin us to Mount Hyjal, Avengers of Hyjal, Quartermaster. You can buy the belt. You're going to have some rep. I do believe it's just friendly, though, maybe honorable. Moving on to the legs, Leggings of the Undaunted, part of the same set as the chest. Trial of Valor, Odin, 5% on the drop rate. Moving on to the boots, which we're also going to pull out of Firelands. You can actually get the belt out of Firelands too, but I think it's easier just to buy it. Shannock says the boss. Treads of Implicit Obedience are the boots. Doing the spin, showing the cape, but first the wrist. As I mentioned, these mythic bracers are no longer available, but I do, in hindsight, like the heroic bracers better for this set. Very similar. The back, Cloak of Rippling Whispers, Uldir Mythic, Zul, 10% on the drop rate. The more I look at this set, the more I really like it because of that headpiece really works. Erupting Volcanic Helmet, of course, Justice Quartermaster, easy purchase there. And the weapon, Battle of Dazzlehar, which I always say wrong. Oh well. Kickstarting us off with the shoulders straight out of Icecrown Citadel. Normal mode, 25-man, Fester Gut drops, Horrific Flesh Epaulets, which are part of the same tier set as the gloves, I do believe, as well. Fearless Combatant's Chain Armor, Legion PvP vendor, Marks of Honor. Right now you gotta buy the entire set. Eventually you'll probably be able to buy pieces, but right now it's the entire set. The belt, Binder's Chain of Unending Summer, which is an unending task to get this belt. Not an easy pickup. Lie She is the boss. Terrace of the Endless Spring is the place. The legs, Fearless Combatant's Chain Leggings, Legion PvP vendor, Marks of Honor, of course. Same, look at that. Oh, I love that animation on those shoulders, very shaman-like. Moving on to the feet, which you can't see too well on the troll here. Icecrown Citadel, normal 25-man, Lady Death Whisper drops. The boots, part of the same tier set as the shoulders and gloves. The hands, Unclean Surgical Gloves. Icecrown Citadel, normal 25-man. Back, 7th Legion Cloak, Alliance only. Borealis, 7th Legion Emissary, Gold and Honor to buy the cloak. It'll get cheaper if you get a higher rep, though. Mask of Howling Storm, Manet's Tombs, Nexus Prince Schaffer 8% drop rate. The Tabard Storm Wakes Tabard, of course, Stormsong Valley, gold and exalted for the Tabard, and the weapon is a fist weapon, Icecrown Citadel. My name's Luxeley. I want to thank everybody for stopping by for this Shaman xmog video. There's another Shaman xmog video, and there's probably 10 more where that came from. Until then, I'll leave you with this final thought. Whatever it is by you, whether it is morning, afternoon, or night like it is here, make your day epic.